there, I'm Chloe and I'm going to be filming a video for you today from Waresley Park Garden Centre on how to plant your own closed terrarium. So this is a DIY pack that you can get from the garden centre. The link to our website and directions on how to find us are in the description box down below. Now, this pack contains everything you need to get started on your own closed terrarium. Once you've added plants and it's completed, it requires very little to no maintenance at all, so perfect for even the least green fingered of us. Now let's get started. First up, we've got our coarse grit, then there's our activated charcoal, our compost, and finally our bark chips. All this comes in the DIY terrarium pack. This is our terrarium container. It's a lovely big glass container with a cork lid. So first off, I'm adding our coarse grit. So I'm just emptying that in to the bottom of the container, spreading it out so it's a nice even layer at the bottom. So next up we've got our activated charcoal. This actually filters the water. So again, I'm just going to spread that out so it's a nice even layer. Terrariums are great because once you've got them set up, they hardly need any maintenance at all. They become their own ecosystem and they reuse the water. Up next, here we go, we've got our compost going in there. So I'm just sprinkling it all in, and as you can see in a second, I'm just going to break up some of the lumps and even it out a little bit. There we go, you can see from the top, it's quite easy to put your arm in using that top hole. So these are a selection of plants I've picked out. I like to lay them out usually just to get a bit of an idea how I'm going to create the terrarium. I've also got some pebbles there, the two little robins you can see at the front because I'm trying to do a bit of a Christmas theme, and the berries at the back. I just picked these colours because they were sort of Christmassy and I like them all together with the varying heights. So I'm just making our first little hole in the soil for the first of the houseplants to go in. This first one is an asparagus fern, and I'll pop the technical name for that up on the screen now. They are $3.49 each. So I'm just loosening the roots up a little bit, ready to go in, because we've got a fairly small layer of soil there, so I just want them to spread out a little bit quite evenly. And as you can see, I left the label in, probably best to take that out. So I'm just popping it down, making sure all the roots are covered with the compost. So I'm making a little hole for the next of our plants. This plant is called the polka dot plant and they are $2.99 each. So as you can see, I've just popped it in the hole. I'm just trying to get it into the correct position, getting all the roots covered. I really love this little plant. It's great colour, really festive, but also something you can still carry on into the new year, and goes lovely against the green of the asparagus fern there. That's just a top shot so you can actually see some of the colours. And now I'm putting the third and final plant in. So this one is called Mind Your Own Business. I'll put the technical name up on the screen again, and they are also $2.99. So I'm just putting it in place. This is a really lovely plant. It's a really nice, like wintry colour, sort of almost a frosty green. And again, I'm just putting it in, making sure all the roots are in properly, getting it into the correct position with the other plants. I think there's a really nice contrast of colours with these three plants I've chosen. So next I'm just adding in the bark chips, just making sure they go all the way around all of the plants, all in between the plants, so there's a nice even coverage. I did hold a few back just so that I could top them up once I put all my accessories in. So first up we've got this little robin, lovely gold shimmer on that one. I thought this would look really cute to go with the Christmas theme, but it would last quite nicely into the new year. Another little robin, very cute. Just popping those into position. It took me a little while just to have a little play around with them, make sure I was happy with how they were positioned in the terrarium. So the berries are going in now. I was really pleased with how the berries looked at the end because I thought they just added a nice little pop of colour that really complemented the polka dot plant. So I just had a little play around with those to make sure they were how I wanted. And now you can see I've topped up the bark chips. It's pretty much finished now. I'm just making it look a bit neater. So at this point I added some pebbles in. I just chose a few different colours that I really liked. I thought that there was some gaps that needed filling, so that's why I chose to use the pebbles. And I just had a little bit of a play around to see what combination I liked best. And then at this stage, this is where you can give it a really good spray with some water. So unfortunately, I managed to lose the footage of me spraying the terrarium with water, so I can't show you that. But what you need to do is spray it so it's really quite damp. You can see lots of water droplets on all the plants. Then you leave the terrarium lid off for a couple of days and the lid, and you should be ready to go. You should hardly need to water it unless it looks a bit dry. If it's looking quite damp in there, a lot of condensation on the sides, then you can just take the lid off a couple of hours and let some of the condensation evaporate. So thank you very much for watching. That's our closed terrarium finished with a bit of a Christmas twist. Remember, these DIY terrarium packs are available from the garden centre for $39.99, as are all the plants we used. If you enjoyed this video, please do subscribe down below. We will be filming more planting videos. So thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.